Unknowing choice. Did you ever choose something? Did you ever go into a situation that just showed up without thinking about it? It seemed attractive, and then you were caught in some kind of a trouble, in some kind of a problem, in a situation that then you wanted to get out of? Well, welcome to the reading for the coming 13 days, the Trecena of Juncat, of the one web, Sequetzpalin, one lizard. In this reading, I'm going to tell you what the energy is going to be like for the coming 13 days. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the coming Gregorian year that is starting right now. What's going to happen, what is happening, and how you can either be trapped into that agenda or find a way out of it. So, welcome to the reading. And let's start by analyzing the Trecena, the 13 days that preceded this Trecena, the one that just ended yesterday. That was the one monkey, Humbat's Trecena, where the Cholquij, the sacred calendar, begins. It begins with the one monkey. And in that Trecena, we saw that everything was, the priority was being fun, having fun, being creative. That before the consciousness of outcomes, before the consciousness of morality, of the effect of what we do. It's a time when we just allowed ourselves to explore things, to not try to see the difference between reality and illusion. It's just the same thing. And it's very much like what we live when we are little kids. So now we're entering into the next cycle, which is maybe youth. So when we're young, we can say we're grown up. Our bodies are grown. We've lived a lot of things already. So we think that we know. But if you watching this are 30 plus years old, then you probably would see that when you were 18, you really didn't know that much, right? That you were caught into situations that you wish you knew what you know now, right? And so this Trecena, this energy, this Nahual, is going to teach us today and for the coming 13 days that this is an important thing, right? That we cannot just avoid jumping into situations and making choices for fun or for just the kicks or because we just wanted to do that or just showed up before us, right? Even though we think that if we could have meditated more and analyzed it more and had more knowledge about life in general, we could have made a better choice. We still want to understand that those choices were important for our formation as human beings. They created your personality, right? So what we have to learn is to be wise, is not to avoid those situations and those kind of decisions or mistakes, but rather, how do you transform those mistakes or those decisions or those stories in your life so that they make you wise now? Okay? So that's where wisdom really comes from. And that's what this Nahual is trying to teach us, because we are going to need this very much in this coming year. We're going to need to know how to jump quickly into decisions that seem foolish and crazy, yet are the best decisions. Okay? Now, why? Because we've seen that the year has started with a perfectly ordered New World Order agenda. Okay? Month one, this cover of the magazine has it all, where the central image is Trump. So we think that the power has shifted. There's a new player at the center. We think things are playing that way now. We think there's some hope in what's happening, but this is just part of the play. The real power sits behind those players. They're just actors. The real people with the power are, we don't even know who they are, okay? And they're still there, and they're still playing their cards. And they have so much power that they can just simply choose to erase something, right? Like they have chosen to simply erase Hollywood out of the image. So that's the first month operation. We're going to see one operation for each one of the 12 months of this year. We are going to see a medical one coming up soon. We're going to see a warlike operation, some type of war climax towards maybe past the summer in the northern hemisphere of this year. And I'm not going to go into the details of all of that because you're going to find a lot of that information, and that's not my role. My role here is to tell you how to apply the wisdom of the Nahuals and of ancestral knowledge and of Toltequity into this. So this trecena is kind of shaping this. You know, this year has kind of shaped the energy of this 13 days of the web. So we're going to see a very active matrix year. We're going to see a year that is going to be very active with matrix operations, which is, it feels new because we did have a year of pause, right? So 2024, after the, 2023 and 2024, we all thought there was going to be some type of operation, but nothing really happened. We saw a little bit of calm and peace. We even got our hopes up because of this political person or this other thing happened. We were kind of seduced by the attraction of maybe there's some change happening up in the high spheres of power of the strings that move the world. But no, they, of course, take in the feedback from all the information that they do gather from us. So they just play us in an exceptional way, and they're going to continue doing this. So how do we not get played? Okay, so if you are just in your comfort zone, if you are just trying to survive, then you're going to get played, and it's going to go downhill for you, okay? If you're just trying to survive, if you're not being brave enough to make wild, crazy decisions that just rip you apart from the bunch, then you're gonna, even if in your survival game you're being resilient, even if you're doing a lot of things so that you don't get played, it's probably not enough. You need more. You really need to make a bigger effort to detach and to free yourself from the strings of this system that is trapping us. So this is what the Nahual is teaching us here, okay? So you're going to get played. You're going to maybe find disease down the road. You're probably going to find economic struggles down the road. If you are not choosing to just be different, to just go your own way, to just not care about how you're seen and how you're judged, and if you're seen as crazy, you're seen as wild, you're seen as unmeditated, if you don't allow yourself, that's the big teaching here, to be that young person that just jumps into a decision, a crazy thing that just shows up, an opportunity. Because I'll give you a secret from the Toltecs. They're called the magical helpers, okay? The gifts of power. So when you manifest something, when you have a true intention, it's not just a hedonistic I'm manifesting more pleasure and comfort for me. No, if you're really on a path of spirit, of being good for everyone, for yourself, and you're manifesting something, you're wanting some tools to get there, to be able to do something about this, then that manifestation is gonna come back to you, and it's going to show up as some kind of a problem. Okay, it might be a person that approaches you and you think, oh, this guy's just gonna ask for money, this guy, or or you're driving and then somebody has a problem with the car, and you feel like you should, and they're asking for help, and you feel like you should get off your car and help them. But then all this consciousness comes into you of this memory of, wait, this could be a trap, this could be bad for me, somebody's going to help him, I better just continue driving. So you probably missed your huge opportunity right there, because the Toltecs have taught us that that's how the gifts come. They come disguised as problems, as enemies. So if you allow yourself to actually fall into some type of situation, to explore, right, that kind of situation, if you allow yourself to open up to being less careful, then you might just get this gift that you have been manifesting for so long. And then the other thing is that we need to learn to just not be liked by everyone. We have to learn to be alone for now, but we're not alone. And here we are. Here you are. If you're listening this far, that means that you're approaching the very little ones that are on this world that are actually following the path of constructing the new humanity. Because guess what? We can get caught into analyzing and criticizing the apocalypse that's coming, that's happening. We can get caught into that. We can become just communicators of that, but we actually need the builders of what comes after. And that needs to happen, because that which comes after is not gonna come until some builders are building it, until some people are allowing themselves to expand their imagination and to expand their vision, to see where the world is going to go after this mess is done. Okay? But for this mess to be done, there needs to be an after image, right? There needs to be a plan. And guess what? You can actually just choose to start going with that plan now. Now, have you seen somebody that has a real good plan? I haven't really seen. I've seen close enough attempts. I've seen very good criticism to what's happening, amazing analytics and information and understanding of what's happening. But I like to think that we're taking the leadership in constructing the new. And guess what? We're not the powerful ones. I'm just a guy here somewhere in Mexico. But consciousness has to be that strong and that powerful so that it brings us together, and so that we can choose that, and so that we don't feel alone. We're not alone. You're here in the circle of medicine, and we can actually start imagining, constructing the world that is coming. That's the invitation, and I hope that you can join me in this invitation. And I hope you can learn by the teachings of the Nahuals and of ancestral knowledge. Thank you for being here.